Hi, my name is Glenn and Special Creativity Incorporated is my company. Today I'm going to take you on a trip to France. A quick stop in Paris, then the medieval castle at Carcassonne, and 2 stops in the Pyrenees mountains. I landed in Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. Then I took the RATP train from the airport to Gare du Nord train station. And then I couldn't get out of the train station. The ticket which I bought, which looks like this, has a magnetic stripe on the back. I put it in the same pocket as my phone. It demagnetized the ticket. And the gates would not open when I went to exit. There were no officials around that I could ask to help me. Eventually, I met a couple of tourists who actually just gave me an extra ticket that they had so I could get out of the train station, which totally grateful because it took me like, I don't know, an hour to figure out this. The next day I checked out the Sacré-Cœur, the Sacred Heart, which is the famous white basilica in the hilltop region of Montmartre. And then I went back to the Louvre. I guess the highlight there would have been the Mona Lisa. So I was initially there in 1995. I then did a virtual reality tour of Notre Dame. I couldn't actually go to the cathedral because it was still closed after the fire. On the next day, I took the TGV, which is the high-speed train, from Paris to Bordeaux, and then took a regional train from there to Carcassonne. If you're taking the TGV from Paris to Bordeaux, you're probably going to be leaving from Montparnasse train station. Just keep in mind that the metro station Montparnasse is actually a different station. Basically, it is connected underground. I would suggest it is easier for you to go onto the street level and then walk along the street to the other station. It will only take you a few minutes. The TGV train itself was amazing. I think we hit speeds of 300 kilometers an hour and it was quiet and smooth. However, I did have a problem with my train ticket. So I used the Eurail pass to get around by train in France, and I had a 4-day pass. On some train routes, you do need a reservation for your seat. I couldn't figure out how to do it in the app, so I ended up going to the SNFC website and booked the reservation on the site. It asked me for my Eurail pass number, which I put in, and I paid my fee. I think it was something like 15 euros for the reservation, and I received a QR code, a ticket with a QR code. Okay, I thought I was good to go. I got on the train. When the conductor came along asking for the ticket, I showed him my QR code. He said, "That's great, now where's the other ticket?" And I was like, "What other ticket?" So you still need to cancel one of the travel days. So you have to cancel the travel day before you get on the train. And then you have to also have a seat reservation for some trains. So I didn't do that, and I received a 50 euro fine. Lesson learned. The other thing that made me nervous was that I only had 10 minutes to transfer trains at Bordeaux, and I figured, okay, so the trains in Europe are pretty good. They're usually on time. In this case, however, the train was not on time, and it was a few minutes late. Instead of having 10 minutes, I had maybe 4 minutes or 6 minutes to change platforms and find my new train. In the end, it was not a big deal. However, there was one family that was just packed to the brim with luggage and children, and they were, right in front of me, and I didn't want to try to rush them. I just had to wait. And when I got around them, I was able to then get to the platform, go down the stairs and walk a few platforms over and get on my train with a couple minutes to spare. So I made it, and that was fine. I finally made it to Carcassonne, and it was a short walk from the train station to the hotel. I arrived late in the afternoon, so I just went up to the castle and took a quick look around. Can you imagine an attacking army trying to attack this castle? This is what they have to face. And then I had dinner at Le Saint-Jean. Actually, it was a great restaurant, surrounded by this medieval atmosphere. I had a local Carcassonne dish called Cassoulet, which was made with duck, sausage, and beans. And I also had a salad. The cassoulet was fantastic. And I was so impressed with the taste of the tomatoes in the salad that I had to ask my waitress what was special about them. And she just looked at me and said, "They're just tomatoes from a local farm." And here is a room tour of my hotel. There is not much to it. There's a mirror. It's a nice writing area. King-size bed. Little closet, a sitting area, the bathroom, not a bad shower stall, not a bad bathroom, and it has some very bizarre art. Good morning. Today is my first full day in Carcassonne. My plan is to walk up the hill and walk around the entire walled complex. After I explore that area for a while, I figure that might take me a couple of hours. It's only, I think it's only a 3-kilometer hike, and but I think there'll be a lot of sightseeing and pictures and just looking around and trying to soak the atmosphere of the place. After that, I'm going to be going into the castle proper and check out the ramparts and the museum. Today I'm also testing out my Scarpa boots, which I bought recently, but I haven't really had a chance to wear them. This is sort of a pre-wear just to see what they're going to be like, and to break them in a little bit. How to get down? Oh, stairs. From Carcassonne, I took the train to Perpignan and then transferred to another train that took me to Villafranche-de-Conflent, which was the first stop in the Pyrenees. Okay, that fort up there is where I'm going, starting right now. So this is the start of the trail. It's on the far end of the parking lot. It's not on the road. It's right next to the parking lot. That road looks like it's a private road. So this one's right at the end, a corner, right next to the railroad tracks here. And that's up here where you're going, where I'm going. That's the train station. Let's see what we got at this lookout with the chair. Getting quite high. Well, you can see the city or town just in the valley there. really tiny space. Okay, I just went down this trail here. Whew. This trail here, and you can see the fort there in the background, and that's where I came from. I think what I'll do is go up just a little bit further and then come back to the fort and check it out. Okay, here I go back up. I'm not going to go too much further. Hopefully there'll be a lookout. It looks like there might be a lookout in a few steps. But you can see that's what it looks like. Okay, here we go. Oh, looks like there's some sort of walled structure up there. Let me go up to there and then I'll come back. Okay, this looks promising. I think this will take me somewhere I can take a look at the fort from above. Just to that rise there. Should be the perfect view. And some shade. Doesn't last long. Okay, you ready? Here's the view. Okay, I'm just gonna head back now. Whew. That's what I came up from. Back there. Holy mackerel. Look where I am. I am in the Pyrenees in France. This is incredible. So as I'm hiking down in this Pyrenees mountain track, I have to say these Scarpa boots are doing really well. And I bought them for a trip to Nepal that was supposed to happen around now, but that's been postponed. So let's see how they're doing, and they're doing quite well. I just stumbled over a rock, and the tip of the boots protected my toes just fine, which is something I really love about these boots. And going downhill is actually quite nice as well. There's no rubbing, no chafing, and yeah, these boots are great. The only thing I might say is they are kind of warm. But it is probably around 30 degrees Celsius at least out here, maybe even more. And they're not that bad. They're fine, really. So I think these are okay in warmer weather hikes as well. I'm also wearing a pair of Columbia wool socks, and they seem to be fine even in this hot weather. So I think I'll continue to do that in the future. Wow, someone's enjoying the motorbike. I think for this type of hike, they're perfect. I mean, they're overkill. They're way better than you need, I think. But yeah, if you're doing a lot of hiking like this, or more aggressive, this is great. These are great. Look, stairs over here. and all the way down there. These are huge stairs. Wow, this place is full of stairs. Stairs, stairs, and more stairs. Wow, check this out. Here I am climbing the stairs at the moment, being very careful. I mean, the nice part is, this part is inside. And if you can see through one of these windows, maybe you can't, but it's punishingly bright out there. So, right now in another tunnel, this tunnel has an upgrade. So I'm walking uphill, but there's a cool breeze passing the doorway here. I mean, this looks medieval, but it's not. It's in the age of gunpowder and cannonballs. So this is the kind of tunnel that I was walking through. And these are little windows to the outside. This is going slightly downhill now. Oh no. Even more stairs. Okay. This is just so interesting, so I have to show you. It's a labyrinth down here. So here, take a look at this. This looks like some kind of storage for gunpowder. Small, very small room. Oh no, no. It looks like more stairs coming up. Again, at least the breeze comes through here. Oh boy, looks like more even beyond that. Oh, another flight. And more. I guess what goes down must come up. Could they build enough stairs here? And maybe they need a few more. How about a few more than that? Hint that there's an exit coming. Civilization. Wow. I certainly wanted exercise on this trip, and I'm getting it. Okay, just check this out. Come on. Come on. Look at this place. Okay, this is the access to the stairs that go right down to Villafranche. 734 steps to the bottom. Apparently a 15-minute walk. Okay, so this is why it's at my own risk. It just keeps going on forever. So here we go. Step 1. Well, I count 43 steps so far. That's what it looks like above. That's what it looks like below. And this, let's see what this is. There's some kind of window showing something. Let's see what we can see from this window. Well, there's something out there. Can't see much. And this is a town that I'm staying in for one night. As you can see, it's a walled city, or walled town. It's very small. And I'm staying in that top, the top left building in the corner there. No, I misspoke. I don't think that's my building, but I'm in that area, just maybe the building just closer to us here. Right at the edge as you enter the town on the left-hand side. That's my my bed and breakfast. It's called L'Ancienne. Finally, here it is. The exit. Let's see where this takes us. Okay, this is my room tour, or actually, it's actually an apartment. So let me show it to you. Here's the entrance. Here's the bathroom. There's a huge stand-up shower. This is a rather nice bathroom. Into the hallway. Here is my bedroom, and can I say, this is a studio apartment, and it's cold in here, which is kind of nice, or at least cool. I'm visiting the walls of Villafranche-de-Conflent. This is one of the fortifications on UNESCO's World Heritage List. I'm liking how empty this place is. Over here, it looks out onto the town. Or the outside of the town. Let's see if you can see anything out of one of these places. There we go. And this is what it's looking over. Here's a town, or part of it. And look up. This is a forged trip hammer, which is powered by water from a stream. Looks like these are latrines. Let's get a better look at it. There you go. Latrine. And now, the latrine is looking over someone's car. I guess they're glad it's not a latrine anymore. And this is the end of the tour of the walkway. And from Villafranche-de-Conflent, I then took the yellow train to Font-Romeu. I found the yellow train website to be enormously helpful when I was planning the Pyrenees portion of my trip. You can see the map and then check out the train stations and then click on the one that interests you. For example, the first day I was here at Villafranche-de-Conflent, then I took the yellow train to Font-Romeu. Clicking on the station opens up a page with all sorts of information about the town. I went to this store, Ski Set, where the owner set me up with a mountain bike and a guide to explore the trails. When I arrived at the Font-Romeu train station, I was surprised by how small it was. There were no taxis. I met a couple of tourists who were walking into town. Their thing was they were stopping at each yellow train stop and then going to a cafe. So I went with them to the first cafe, and then I continued on to my hotel by myself. As soon as I arrived at the hotel, I immediately went to the bike shop and sorted out some mountain biking for the next morning. mountain bike ride was epic. Okay, there was thunder a moment ago. And it looks like the rain is coming, so I'm going to find some shelter. Now back on the yellow train to Toulouse and an overnight stay at an airport hotel, and then fly back home. Here I am on the last leg of the yellow train. I've got an hour here. The Pyrenees are just, well, they're pretty spectacular. Okay, let me give you the room tour. Here's the hallway. And as you walk in, there is this nice kitchenette area with a microwave. Great. Walking in, you have a bathroom, a very nice big shower stall, heated towel rack, sink and toilet areas. That's a nice little feature right here. Leaving this area, going to the main room. Standard TV set. It looks like a queen sized bed, a desk, and that's it. Okay, I'm about to board the plane. They're going to call my number in a minute or two. Leaving Toulouse for Montreal.
Seatbelt fastened until seatbelt sign is turned off.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this trip to France. If you like this content, please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, happy adventures.